Uh, on this football game, real quick, we didn't play well. They did a nice job. They actually had a good game plan, particularly on defense, and they changed some things on defense and did a really nice job. And we did not play very well. And ultimately, it was really our special teams that really sometimes they'll dig us out of a situation like that. But it was probably one of our poorest jobs on special teams that I can ever remember. So all those things piled up on us, and that's why the outcome the way it was, and that's why we've got to get ready now for Eastern Washington, who is excellent. I mean, score 42 points against Oregon, at Oregon. This is a good football team coming in here. They're much better than the number 7 team in the country. They're excellent football team, and they will go up and down the football field like you wouldn't believe. So it'll be interesting this weekend. So we got some work to do, and so any questions?
Were you able to pinpoint what went wrong with the special teams?
We got out-efforted is bottom line. Special teams is a lot of effort, and they had better effort, better technique than our guys did. So that's my fault, and we didn't that phase of it. You got to outwork people, and you got to have great technique, and we didn't have either.
Have you spoken with Logan about his punts and their trajectory? And it looked like there was a lot of line drives that gave the Iowa State returners a lot of room. So was there a reason behind that, or have you talked with him about it since?
Yeah, there's been conversations, and it was not the plan, and it was very evident that there were line drives, and actually after I saw who the returner was, it was one of those you didn't even want to punt to him, and yet we were putting the ball in the wrong spot in that regard. So, and we didn't cover it well either. Not all in Logan, we didn't cover it well, but those things showed up, and they were magnified after the results of it. So, actually the distance wasn't bad, but the line drive and the fact that the coverage those two put together was a bad case for field position, because they'd come right back and get it to our side of the 50 again. So, yeah, that'll get corrected before we play again.
Is it personnel changes you need to make on those special teams, or is it shoring up who's on those teams?
Both. We'll personnel change, and we'll the ones that were on it, we got to clean some things up on it, but we do have to have some personnel changes on that.
Speaking of personnel changes, you said after the game that was going to be an across the board, find out who you're going to win with.
Yep.
Do you know better, specifically with the quarterback? Do you know where you're going in that direction this week?
As of today, Bailey's still the starter going into this week, and I'll let it progress with the game plan after I see what Eastern Washington does, that type of stuff. But as of today, Bailey will be the starter, and then there'll be other movement on both sides of the ball as far as personnel changes that will happen today and tomorrow. That we'll put some other guys, not that they own those spots, but we'll put those guys in those spots to see if they can have a good week of practice and line up for us and start for us on Saturday. So they're not listed on your sheet because they're moved in there to see if they can take ownership of them, and if so, they'll start.
You mentioned the